So I want to prophesy over you really, really quickly that the Lord is doing a 180 in your life, that you are beginning to understand that you are worthy of walking in the light, that all the aspects of your life are to be in the light. They're meant to shine before God, and that none of who you are and the aspects of your life are supposed to be left and belong in the dark. So what is hidden in the dark, what you can't bring into the light, is not from God. It is not from God. God always makes a way to bring things into the light, and what is for you will always be brought into the light. So he reminded me of a very vital lesson I learned several years ago, and it honestly changed the trajectory of my life. It's what actually led me to the Lord. It was reminded to me yesterday. I was reading Lord of the Rings, and it was speaking about Gollum. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Lord of the Rings, but it was talking about Gollum's history. So Gollum was, like, I don't even know. He's like this dehumanized creature that lives in the shadows. And he was once a hobbit. He was Smeagol. And he got possessed by this ring. Possessed by this ring that his friend found, he killed his friend, he strangled him to get the ring, and it destroyed his life. It dehumanized him to the point where he kind of became allergic of the sun. He became allergic of the light. And so he was sort of kicked out of the family by his grandma, I believe, and he was a wanderer. And he led himself up the river, and it explained how the sun burnt him, like literally was burning his flesh. And so he thought, where can I go where I can stay away from the sun? Like, he hated the sun. And so he made his home in the misty mountains, under in the shadows. And it really reminded me of a time where I was kind of possessed by something in the dark. And it was such a confusing time for me, because part of what happens when we're possessed by something in the dark is it shows us something to us that is valuable, and it looks precious, it looks good, like how Smeagol looked at the ring. It was beautiful when it grabbed a hold of him. You are designed as a son and a daughter of God to walk in the light, and every aspect of your life is designed to walk in the light. And I know there's times where, he tells us to have maybe keep that secret for now because I'm establishing something, or have discretion here. You don't need to go tell everyone your business. But when you can't walk in the freedom of something, it will kill you. I'm telling you today that the Lord is delivering you from the things that you have been keeping in the dark, the things that have been possessing you in the dark. I don't know whether that may be an addiction. The thing that was coming up to mind was like gambling, or like, alcoholics, where you're having to lie to keep this, maybe you go to the pokies at night and you're having to lie to keep this facade, and it cripples your life. Whether you're in a workplace and maybe there's like money laundering going on, and you're drawn into it and you know about it, and you think, well, I have to keep this job because I have to provide for my family. You have to know that the Lord designed you in all aspects of your life to walk in the light, and that is what He wants for you. And so whatever you're having confusion over of what to do with it, if it's something that you can't bring into the light, or if it's something that won't come into the light, ask the Lord to help you how to get out of that, because it will lead you into death. It will lead you into a place where what is good will actually feel like it's harming you. Like the sun, how the sun started to burn Gollum. It was like what is good, what gives us life, actually kills us. And so there's this kind of like, there's like this opposite power that is coming in. And when you start to bring what is in the dark into the light, it's gonna be like that. It's like it burns. You feel weak, and you feel, it's an awful sort of weak feeling that you have. But I'm telling you, the Lord is doing a 180 in your life. And I don't care what side of the coin you're on, whether you're the thing that's possessed by the ring or whether you've been caught up in a situation where you feel like part of who you are has been drawn into the dark because of it. He is making a way for you. And don't let the enemy sort of caress your mind and be this mind counselor to you, thinking that there's no way out of this, that you're stuck, you're too far gone, or if you bring it out, the destruction and the destruction that it's going to bring is going to be worse than just leaving it in the dark. It's not. And I remember my manager telling me this story a few years back, and I remember it kind of rattled me. And she said that she had a dear friend. She's now in her 60s, so this lady's in her 60s now, and she was in love with a man, and this man was with another woman, and he was telling her, I'm going to leave this person for you. And she waited for years and years, and she didn't even end up having kids, and she didn't end up getting married. And I remember my manager saying, like, she's such a beautiful woman, it's so sad. And this is what happens when you have something in the dark, because it's not necessarily seen. You think it doesn't have an effect on these other aspects of your life. When it does, it really gets a hold and robs you of your life and your experience. So I don't know what it is, but you're going to know if this is resonating. And I feel like there's going to be a weight that is just lifted off. There's a penny that's going to drop, and you're going to think, that has answered my question. He is bringing revelation to this masquerading light, because that's what the ring was to Gollum, and that's, in part that's what happened to Bilbo and Frodo, is the light. It was this masquerading light, and this is what Satan was, right? Satan appeared as angel of light, even though he's the opposite to that, right? But you've got to listen to how it feels in your body. And I'm telling you, even though sometimes it can feel like it's getting harder before it gets better, there is going to be a lightness that is going to come upon you when you start to walk in the light. And there's a strength that you're like, okay, maybe sometimes you still crave those things, but it's like, it feels so good to walk in the light. So this is Proverbs 4 verse 19. It says, the way of the wicked is like deep darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. And this is where, Gollum, like, he didn't, on the outside, people look at him like, you're crazy, you're possessed by this ring, and look what it's making you into. But because of the masquerading light, our hearts and our eyes become so deceived by this thing that we become so confused by it, and then we get so caught up in this wickedness. And he's freeing you from this today. He is freeing you. And so it's in John 8:12, it says, whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have light of life. And this is what he promises, even when it's hard sometimes, even when you feel, I'm thinking of, is it The Wizard of Oz or something, when the witch is melting and it's like this burning sensation. But I'm telling you, this is what's happening. It's like the witchiness of it, the witchcraft and the darkness of it, it's going to feel like, oh my gosh, this is so unbearable, letting go of this thing that you keep in the dark, but it's going to feel so good, and you're going to start to strengthen yourself and grow courage and grow bravery, and the sun is going to start to shine for you, and you're going to start to see beyond that wall, and you can see the horizons, and you're like, whoa, my life was meant to be so much more than this. And, I know people that personally suffer from addictions, and it's sad, especially when they're in denial and they can't bring it into the light, and you just think, man, you're worth so much more than this. He is making a path for you to leave it. No matter what you're scared of or what you think the repercussions of that may be, I'm telling you, your Father is so good. He has your best interests at heart, and he's going to do it for you, and he is bringing wisdom to you. He is bringing discernment to you, and he's bringing courage to you on how this is going to happen. I don't want to go into too much detail because for everybody it's going to, be slightly different. But what you got to be careful with is sometimes this masquerading light can be giving us a promise of something we genuinely desire in our heart and something we genuinely need and God wants to give us, but it's in his own time and in his own way. And we think, we don't deserve more other than these things that we have in the dark. You do. And your Father is showing you that. And I just prophesy over you that he is doing a 180 in your life. And you're going to start to see, oh my gosh, like there's so much good out there beyond this thing that has had a hold on me, that has like leached on and, felt like you've lost your life. I hope this is resonating with someone. I want to pray for you guys. So I just pray, Holy Father, to let all that resides in the darkness within us and within our lives that has a hold of us to come out now into the light. And I break off all witchcraft coming against you and your relationship with your Holy Father, with God and Jesus, coming against your family, your home. I break off all witchcraft that is coming against your mind. You will not become like Gollum. You will walk free. And I pray the Lord will give you the gift of courage, will give you the gift of bravery and faith. It's coming to you. This is going to be done. And you're going to walk in light in all aspects of your life. You will no longer be crippled by the darkness, and death will no longer have a grip on you. I'm telling you right now, what it does is it causes your life to be so stagnant. You don't grow and you don't move because where your energy and your time is invested is in something that doesn't have a positive future. Like it doesn't. And sometimes there can be things that are in the dark and they come out into the light and they straighten themselves up. That can definitely happen. But if you're going to know if the Lord is like, leave it, just leave it and go. And I'm showing you a way, because you need to get your life back, and you deserve to get your life back. You deserve to walk in the light. He's built you, and what he's created you to be is too good. And I don't care how far gone you think you are, how many bad things you think you did in the past, how much this has had a hold on you, how much the enemy wants to scare you, to say, to maybe threaten you or make you feel like you can't come away. Like you can. I'm telling you, you are going to walk free. You're going to walk free, my friend. And I really have faith. Nothing is too much in the hard box for God. You don't need to know the plan and how it's going to work, but day by day, he's going to give you steps to help you. And you're going to look back on this time, maybe 18 months down the track, if you fully, this is your task. This is it here. We can get carried away with thinking, I want to be productive. I want to, build this career, and I want to do these things, and these are the priorities, right? This is what humans say are important, blah, blah, blah. And the Lord is saying, this is important. This is your task at hand. What is in the dark, it's going to be brought into the light. And that is what you're going to do in this time. That is going to be your work, okay? And it might mean that you feel like a little baby where, oh gosh, I just remember I used to have this prayer room, and I used to just cry and bawl my eyes out, and I was just on the ground like what's that, like fetal position. And you can think I'm being so useless, and why am I in this state, and why is it so hard? But I'm telling you, this is what he's pulling it all out of you, and he is helping you walk in the light. And you're going to look back and be like, that was one of the best experiences. That was one of the best encounters and seasons that I had with my Father, was allowing that to happen. And you're not being useless. You're not, just let yourself come into that state of weakness and just come before him and just, let him cradle you in that. I bless you. I hope this word has blessed you. I love you, and I will see you on the next one. Subscribe if you haven't already. And you want to see more videos like this, where I just encourage you and speak into, the situation in your life that, I don't know, doesn't have a name or is hard to speak on. If you feel led to sow into this message or any of the other ones, there's details how to do that below. But love and blessings. I'll catch you on the next one. Also, if you have any prayer requests, please, and share your testimonies down below. Encourage one another. You're not alone in this. I'm telling you, even though you think you have to do this alone, there's so many people that have had really, really hard situations in the dark, myself included, where you just think, I don't even know, and you feel like you're on your own. So many people have walked out of this and into the light, and I'm telling you, you are going to do the same. Catch you on the next one. Bye.